And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Juice is Loose number 38. I'm your host, Terminator Juice. Got a little smaller of a podcast than normal, but that's cool. We'll make this a little more intimate with, we got returning guests here, and I'll have you introduce yourselves. We'll go alphabetical order, so I think we can figure out who goes first.
Me. What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? I'm your big boy, Bearger29. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me back on here. It's been a while since I've been on here, but now it's my first time being back and using my camera, my crappy PS3 camera, but it'll have to do for now.
I appreciate you using the camera. I always try to push for that, but there's certain people, aren't comfortable. So, but anyway, next up.
What's up, guys? This is Rob. I'm from the channel Rule of Two Review. I've been on several Juices Looses, and I always love coming back. And I've been on a podcast with you, Bear, but this is the first time doing the Juices Loose with you. So I'm pretty stoked to do this.
All right.
Excellent.
So I don't have a whole lot of topics here, so let's just start with the Kirby impressions. And I got my free amiibo here. Been training him on Smash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got that with Freeway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw your video on that.
With the pre-order on Toys R Us, they gave it free.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was gonna buy it anyway, so it was like getting the game for $26, which was even better of a deal. So, I haven't given my thoughts on my podcast. I did on Red Knight's Active Gamer podcast, but Bear and Rob, I'm really not sure what you guys think of the game. I think you've mentioned it in maybe some videos, but haven't really gone in depth. So let's start with Bear.
All right, so Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Wow, where to begin with this one? Well, obviously, it's a sequel to Canvas Curse.
Graphics.
Given. Graphic-wise,
graphics, man. That's what's important.
Claymation art style is just breathtaking to look at. It's a real shame that it got ruined a little bit by the fact that I'm always staring at the gamepad and not looking at it on my HD TV, which is kind of let down. But if you take a moment to stop Kirby and just do whatever and just stare at the actual atmosphere and the amount of detail that Nintendo put into this game, it's just truly remarkable. It's unbelievable the way a game looks, and like I said, the huge emphasis on the detail aspect. Though they've gotten everything down to little tiny things on plants, little tiny things on walls, and it's a stunning looking game to look at, man. Absolutely brilliant. I love that art style. I've always been a big fan of the clay style.
And the backgrounds are moving. There's some animation. Yeah. It's not just a static image.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the level of depth behind it and whatnot is just stunning to look at.
Yeah, the distance blur looks really great on the big stuff in the background. Yeah,
absolutely.
And it doesn't look bad on the gamepad. I think people are missing that point.
Oh, yeah.
Still looks really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, seeing it in full detail on HD TV can be definitely missed. But if you spend time to look at it, it's fine. But even when you're looking at it on the gamepad, which you're doing 99% of the time. That kind of stuff. But before I continue on, go ahead and introduce your new person.
Yeah, Leo. A little late, but better late than never. Leo the Wise.
Yay.
Hey, we can hear you. That's cool.
Cool.
Just say a quick hi, and then we'll continue with our Kirby thoughts.
Well, hey, Leo the Wise, it's been a while since I've actually been on a podcast, so it's great to even be considered by Terminator Juice to even be back on one. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
go ahead and continue.
It's been a few months, and for those of you that don't know, Leo was on my very first podcast, my Zelda U discussion video back in late June, I think it was. So he was one of the first. So I got, there's always a spot for you guys, Mike and Red Fox, who joined me when no one else would. So I'm glad to have you back. But let's get back. You don't have Kirby, so we're not going to get your impressions, but. I would definitely listen to these impressions because I think it's a great game, and I think maybe you might want to consider picking it up someday. So, Bear, continue with your thoughts.
Okay, so after the graphical fidelity, gameplay-wise, this one actually really determines on the player itself because it's all about drawing lines. So if you draw a line, say going from right to left, Kirby will go the opposite way what you think it's supposed to go. And a lot of people even in reviews were confused by that aspect, which is common sense, I guess. But I guess reviewers are just dumb. But the frustrations do come from the player itself. If you're not fast enough at drawing lines, there are certain times though when you're trying to Kirby's certain formations that he has, when you control him as the airship, or the rocket, I think it is, or something like that. That is a pain in the butt to control at times.
I agree.
Especially at the end. I'm not going to spoil it, but at the end, it gets really frustrating, really annoying really quickly. But outside from that, it all boils down to the player itself drawing those specific lines and where you want to go. Outside from that, the replayability behind each of the stages, it'll give you a reason to go back and get all the treasure chests, get the actual book at the end of the stages. Yeah, I mean, overall, like, the package itself is absolutely phenomenal. The only part I didn't get to play was a multiplayer, though, but I heard that was kind of rough around the edges. Like, it felt tacked on a little bit. But I wouldn't know because I haven't tried it myself.
I heard it was just more of a problem on the stages that forced scroll, you know,
Yeah.
where you have to, like, keep up. Otherwise, you can, like, really take your time and have one of the other players just pick up Kirby, and then all you have to do is draw lines, and I heard it seems like it's a lot more laid back experience, and you get to look at the
like teamwork. It really relies on, like, whoever's controlling Kirby to draw those lines for your co-op partners and your co-op buddies, I guess. But I guess before we continue on, might as well introduce
we got another late
goddamn
mega joining. But what's up?
Sorry, I just got it.
I sent it like 20 minutes ago, but
I've been waiting for you.
Oh,
alright, so
hey, how's it going? I know my camera's a little bit darker this time, but
you're just like a shadow. You're like
yeah.
You don't want like those videos where someone's
dude, cut your hair, man.
Yeah.
I should ask the same to you.
Hey, my hair is cool, man. I'm fine. So kiss my ass. But anyways,
nice.
One thing I will say before I end off my impressions real quick, though, is the fact that the game will definitely last anywhere between. Well, if you breeze through the entire game and ignore all the treasure chests and the books at the end, so get all the stages done, you're looking at about anywhere between maybe 8 to 10 hours tops, maybe depending on how fast and how many times you die in the stage. But if you go back and get all the collection things and and do also the challenges too as well, and get all the books, you're looking at about maybe like 15, almost 20 hours maybe you'll get out of that game. So it's for a $40 value game. It's definitely worth the investment, at least in my eyes it is. It's a solid game. If you're not really fans of Kirby game or you want a different Kirby game, it'll give you a different experience, this one will definitely give you that different experience.
Yeah, I've never been a huge Kirby fan, and I really enjoyed this game. So I'm going to go to Rob next, and I'm going to hope that you played the multiplayer and can tell us about it, but if you haven't, then shame on you.
Yeah, you're going to have to say shame on me. My girlfriend and I have played through the single-player stuff together, and we will be doing multiplayer stuff soon, but we just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So sorry, you're just going to have to say
you let me down. You let me down.
Sorry, man. But no, the game is great. I know you talked about how I did sort of make a video on my pickups video where I discussed my initial impressions, and I had like pretty mediocre to kind of high thoughts and expectations about the game. And there's no doubt that they have exceeded my expectations. The game is really fantastic. Whether it was $40 or $60, like the price, it would have still been worth it. I think at $60. I love the game. The art style, of course, is great. The unique controls, the touch controls work. I have to say better than I thought, because I knew that this concept was sound, and I owned Canvas Curse back in the day, so I knew that the idea behind what they were doing was great. But I was a little worried that I really just didn't know how well the stylus on the gamepad was really going to work for a game where you might have to be fast. I mean, we haven't really had a game that had us use the stylus a lot yet, and it works beautifully. I mean, it's literally almost like writing on paper, man. It's just gorgeous. It works so great. I do have to admit, though, that now that I've played pretty far into it, I was telling you guys I just beat the boss to level 6/World 6, which is like the lava level for anyone who's been that far. Terminator, have you beaten it? Haven't you beaten it?
No, I'm on the second stage on level 6.
I've beaten it.
Oh, okay, so you have beaten it?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So, yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like you come back and you fight the Kraken boss, and so I just beat him. Yeah. I'm pretty far in, I think like 61%. The game is great, but there are some frustrating things, I mean, when you're playing a game that requires that much precision with the stylus, I mean, you're going to run into issues. You do have a lot of control over Kirby, and the more you play with how you draw the rainbow ribbons and how you can use it to manipulate which directions he goes, you do have a lot of control and a lot of flexibility, but I know, Bear, you kind of talked about this a little bit too, and you said the frustrations on the player, which is true, but I do think there are some times where it's also just not perfect.
Yeah,
I then, I kind of just remind myself when that happens that, that's just like any other game. where sometimes you're doing like a really quick combo or something in a shooting game and the controls are perfect, and it's the equivalent to that. It's just touch. So, also you brought up the rocket. I have to say, I like the tank and the submarine and all these different things that they're doing with these different forms of Kirby, which is what Epic Yarn did too. And I think Terminator, I heard you say it in the other podcast that you hadn't played that yet, and you should. It's a great.
I bought it.
You have it? Oh, okay. It's
a
great game.
Here yet. It's on order.
Okay. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Epic Yarn's a very good game, and they played with that whole changing Kirby shape in that too. I do like it in Rainbow Curse, but I have to say that the rocket specifically, I don't like. I think that it's kind of a botched idea. They had a really cool concept, I think, and it was one too many forced transformations, I think, for Kirby, and it doesn't really work. The last thing that you were alluding to, Bear, where you're doing the drawing thing, I know what you're talking about. I actually liked that. That's one of my favorite parts about the rocket thing. That I thought was a pretty cool use of the stylus.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, but I mean, some of the weird control frustrations aside, it definitely doesn't break the experience by any stretch of the imagination. It still does control fantastically. It looks gorgeous. It's hard as hell. I definitely died a lot on a couple bosses. That's
but it's very generous though with the extra lives though, man. You start collecting
I've got like 23 lives.
Yeah. So
it definitely is generous. But it's hard, and I think in all the right ways. So long story short, I love the game. It would have been worth it at 60. I'm glad it was only 40, and I'll get to the multiplayer soon, Terminator, and I'll let you know.
All right. Yeah. So I will. The only real gameplay thing that I wish they could fix is sometimes you draw a line just above the terrain he's rolling on. Instead of just hopping, instead of it just grabbing that line and getting on it, it bounces off that, and that causes
that's really annoying. Yeah.
More. Like he hits the end of a line and bounces back.
It should automatically just suck him onto the line. I think.
Those are
that
kind
could
of
be a small tweak, and that would eliminate a lot of frustration. Yeah, that would eliminate all my frustration. That's the only thing I don't like.
But I will say this though, as far as the rocket goes, that is definitely one aspect of the game where you have to be quick with drawing lines.
And the rocket doesn't follow the lines; it just bounces off at an angle.
No, it does actually follow the lines depending on where Kirby is going. Like if you hit it from let's say not on an angle per se, but if you hit it on an angle but you have it on a slope, he will follow
like
it.
a curve.
He'll follow a curve, but if you draw it, as soon as it hits the line, it's like a pool cue or a ball. It just bounces at that appropriate angle. So anyway, I love the game. I got 12 hours in. I'm 70%, but I've done half the challenges, or 2/5 of the challenge, I should say. So I put a little time in there. I love the game, and it's way above my expectations. I was expecting just to maybe want to force myself to finish it. I was going to get it because of the amiibo deal. I was like, I'll probably just feel compelled to beat it just because I like to finish games. And now I stopped playing Fire Emblem. I stopped playing Smash. I'm just playing Kirby, and I'm just loving every second of it. And I'm really enjoying the game, and I'm so happy that it turned out for me. And I know it's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to love it, but I love the unique gameplay. I like using the stylus. I don't care that I'm not looking at my TV because the gameplay is so unique and refreshing. It just feels so new to me, and I didn't play Canvas Curse to death. I only played it a few times back when it came out.
Same here, yeah.
That was a great game, really good game.
For me, Rainbow Curse is so refreshing. I get my recliner, I put a pillow on my lap, and I have the gamepad just sitting there. Because I tried playing it on a table, and your neck gets too sore. So I just advise anyone, try to lean back so you're not looking straight down. And I just let the gamepad sit there, and I just use the stylus, and I have TV on in the background or something. And
That's crazy. I just pretty much hold it. I just kind of do this, and I just
that's exactly what I do.
It doesn't bother me at all.
I got I've had wrist problems my whole life. I tried playing guitar for a while, and I just couldn't do it. So
bummer, man.
I do have a challenge for both of you though, Rob and Terminator.
Bring it on.
Try doing a mission without looking at the gamepad. It is possible. It is.
I've tried. No.
I tried. It's very possible.
I'm sure it's possible, but it ain't gonna be fun.
It probably depends on what
level, maybe.
It's not. I've done it twice now, but I do it on the very first stage just so I can try to get a feel for it. Trying to do it at the end boss, or trying to do it a couple steps before the end boss. Yeah, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big a deal. I know that that's really the major complaint people have. I can't look at my TV, but sorry, you're either gonna have a reason to use the gamepad or not. And I think
it hasn't bothered me one. Hasn't bothered me one time.
It still looks great. If that's the only biggest complaint people can say, I'd say they're doing pretty good. So overall, I love the game. I mean, I'm really excited, really ecstatic about it, and I just can't wait to finish it. I love the claymation. Just looks amazing. 60 frames per second. It's just smooth. Just that Nintendo touch to the game. And I love, like I said, it's really refreshing to me. And I'm a big platformer fan. And I just enjoy playing something different. So, Mega,
they got a lot of variety in the game.
Yeah, that's true. And Mega, if you want to give your quick take, I know you've talked about the game before, but
yeah. Now I don't own it yet because ding.
Mm-hmm.
But I did try it out. It really is to me because I loved Canvas Curse. I love that on the DS. And to see it here again on the Wii U in Rainbow Curse form, of course, it's nice. It's a good feel. The claymation I feel like I'm watching Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep.
That's just how great it is when you get that feel. Now this, I would say, is that cinematic experience, honestly, because it's like I'm watching those clay. Those clay animations, and it's really awesome when you're drawing on the gamepad too. So I really like it, and yes, I'm able to not look at the gamepad. I'm one of those people. I can look without looking at the gamepad, because I'm skilled like that.
No, you're not.
But it's really fun. I like it. I'm hoping to get the game really soon, and I'm really hoping to just try out that multiplayer mode also, because that seems fun.
I want to watch somebody play it and just to admire the the visuals even more without having to draw those lines and really. I mean, you really have to pay attention to what you're doing where Kirby's at. I wouldn't mind just having somebody else play it and just sitting back and taking in all the details. I think for me, it's the best looking game on the Wii U. And I really love claymation. I've always loved it, so maybe that's why. But I think it's the best, just from an aesthetic, visual style, best looking game on the Wii U for me personally. And I hope they do more games with the claymation style in the future, because they got the game engine. They just got to actually make the models out of clay, and then they do like a 3D model of them. And so they could do any series like Donkey Kong. They could do Mario. They could do lots of things in the clay. And I think it'd be great. So we're going to move on from Kirby. We got Leo here. Haven't talked to you in a while. I know you got an Xbox One. Smash Brothers has come out since the last time I talked to you.
Oh,
you want to give us just maybe a recap of what you've been doing the last couple months as far as gaming's related? I mean, try to wrap, if you can get it in with 5 minutes or so. And then,
yeah, man. I'll go ahead and start. Well, first of all, I acquired an Xbox One. Christmas, got it with my Christmas money or whatever. Things, the only reason I haven't got Rainbow Curse is because, this whole money thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, Xbox One, of course, Smash has come out. Also, my girlfriend has also got a Wii U as well, so we've got Smash going on with that too, trying to get her better up. Remember when I told you whenever I said Smash was going to come out, that I was going to be get a whole bunch of characters? Right now I'm on character 7. Luigi, Palutena, Greninja, Charizard, Lucario, Falco. I play with Dark Pit. And, I mean, Little Mac just seems kind of, don't want to play with Little Mac. It seems like everyone's riding Little Mac's tip, so I'm not going to play with Little Mac. Then you got, I just picked up Zelda because I got the Zelda amiibo. I only have two amiibos. Scalpers are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lucario's my second best character, and I cannot, I went in the next day to try to go get it. I'm like, oh yeah, they're not going to get Lucario and Beaumont. The hell? I was wrong. He's not there.
You got to be there when the doors open now to get amiibos.
Yeah, so I mean, I've kind of lost the whole, drive to really get the amiibos. But then again, like I said, this whole little green money factor thing, I guess, But I mean, eBay or scalpers will be getting my money. I still don't have a GameCube adapter. I'm thinking I might have to go third party. I was kind of waiting on the first party adapter because I know it's going to work with my hardware, and I know there won't be a problem with that. But I think I may have to go third party for the GameCube adapter as well. So that's going to be a pretty chunk of money too.
I just got one for $26. The Klux KLUX brand on Amazon, and they still had them available yesterday. So, and it looks just like it. My other buddy, Steel Fox, he got the Mayflash one. It works perfect.
Okay.
So.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to check that out because, like I said, I've been I got my girl Smash, she got me Smash, different times of course, but I was gonna go ahead and set her up with that. But pretty much now with this Xbox One though. I know we're all Nintendo dudes, but this Xbox One, I've only played Sunset Overdrive. I only have Sunset Overdrive, but I'm really looking into getting Killer Instinct. Oh my God, Killer Instinct is amazing. Now, obviously,
it is. I like it. It's freaking great.
Now, whenever Street Fighter V comes out, everything must sit down and bow down to the king because of Street Fighter V. But that's how it's point, and that'll actually give me a reason to get a PS4 too. But but other than that. I don't mind it. I think it's got too many bells and whistles for the system in general. Gaming, pure gaming on the Wii U is perfectly fine. Watching TV on your Xbox One and snapping it and stuff, that's fine. I think I posted it in the community of me watching The Walking Dead, with a Talking Dead or whatever, and while I was playing Sunset Overdrive. I mean, that's cool and everything, but then still, I'm really paying attention to Sunset Overdrive, or I'm paying attention to The Talking Dead.
Yeah,
I'm not
paying attention to both.
Yeah, and dear God, unless it was the Bengals with their final game or whatever. But if it was the Bengals on TV, what I'm saying, I'm not even paying attention to the game, unless it was against the Colts, and then that was embarrassing. But Dalton didn't throw a pick. He didn't throw a pick, damn it.
I have to tell you, as a Denver Broncos fan, it hurts me that you're a Bengals fan, man. That was a rough roll at the end.
Yeah, man.
All right, so let me just get your what do you say of Smash? Because we talked about before the game came out. Where does Smash rank for you amongst the other Smashes, and overall, how'd you feel about that game? I know it's been out a while, but I'm curious how you feel about Smash.
Okay, I would give it. Obviously, I would give it a 9 and not if I had to go a grading scale, I'd give it a 9 and not a 10. There's a reason why. Because I was playing with my girl yesterday, and there's still a bug you gotta fix with her. I was playing with Toon Link. I was just kidding around with Toon Link. My girl had 20%. She was playing as Sheik, and I did my down smash on Yoshi's Woolly World stage. It was toward the left of the stage, and I did my down smash, and it hit her on the right side of me, but it shot her directly to the left and instantly killed her. So there's still bugs to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, and it was you're at 20%, you died like that, but whatever. But as far as
you're liking the game, though. I mean, overall.
Oh yeah, man. The game is great. I'm happy that they're supporting DLC. Remember when we were talking about speculation with the I told you they were going to do patches. I told you they were going to fix characters. I told you they're treating it like a regular fighting game, and it's glad that they are actually receiving this. You do know that Smash is at one of the roster games at EVO, right? Yeah. That they're actually treating this game like it should be an actual another genre of a fighter, because I'm a fighter game advocate anyway. So it's good to see that, and obviously I'm maining Smash 4, obviously, but I mean, obviously, given the fact that with this money thing, I can't go to a tournament scene and all stuff like that and try to support myself. But the simple fact, this game is fucking amazing. And I'm sorry, I dropped the F-bomb. That thing is amazing. I love it.
We're all adults here, so we can handle that. But yeah, it was. I mean, it's got me. It started off slow for me. I wasn't diehard into Smash, but it's over the last month or so I've really become. I'm falling with everyone else that already loves Smash. I'm starting to see it like that. So yeah, it's a great game, and I love playing. I hate when people spam moves and all that. I'm starting to learn why some people bitch about things. never really noticed any of that stuff before. Now I'm starting to notice.
Oh, I love spamming his little Mac off the cliff.
Yeah. You know, it's fine when you play as friends and stuff, but you know, it's just the for glory and stuff got a little annoying for me. But let's not get into that too much.
Whenever you get into the whole serious side of Smash, it like Sakurai said it himself. There's no future for the game if all you do is play like serious and want to start comparing it to Melee and all that stuff like that. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill the game for yourself.
The worst, man.
Melee.
I mean, it's time to let that game go. It's you know,
it is.
a nice game.
It's good for its time, yeah.
But we have a better game out as far as most people are concerned, and let's move forward with that. But all right, let's get on to this other topic. I brought this up at the Gamers at Large podcast last night, and it was just chaos. Like, it's just so hard.
Call of Duty.
Trying to predict this,
Pandemonium.
this Tantalus, this AAA port from a top-notch publisher. So let me read like the quote from last year, and then the quote from this year, and let's try to look at this a little bit more realistically. I mean, it's a very hard to guess. I mean, there's just not a lot of information. But so the article says that the Australian-based video game developer Tantalus Media is working on delivering a new AAA title for Wii U. That was over a year ago. A new AAA next-gen title. And then it says it is a port, but more of a complete rework for the Wii U, a bit like we did on Deus Ex: Human Revolution. So these are the guys that ported Deus Ex and Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
So they said it's more of a rework. So obviously they're taking more advantage and they're actually adding gameplay elements into the gamepad. I would assume from that. They can't say that what this title is, but it's very exciting and is from an absolute top-notch publisher. So that's the biggest clue. Top-notch publisher. I know they're probably trying to kiss the ass of the publisher, but there's not there's not more than a few publishers that you would consider top-notch. And then they said that it's not rated MA or mature 18, whatever, and it's not a hardcore game like Mass Effect or Deus Ex. So that was a year ago. So it's a top-notch publisher.
I bet you I know what game it is.
That's not EA.
That's popped in my head.
So, okay, before we get to that, let's read to the most recent quote. And then they said that we'll find out very soon, and the game's coming out this year. We're doing, let's see, it hasn't been announced, but it will be soon, and I can further add to the mystique and say that it's big. It's the biggest thing we've ever done, and it'll come out this year, and I hope it won't disappoint. So it's bigger than Mass Effect 3, which is a pretty large game from what people told me.
See, here's my thing about that quote, though, that I want to bring into this, and I don't know if you guys talked about this last night or not, but the whole idea of when he says the game is bigger than this or bigger than that, like, I just kind of wonder does that mean bigger as in, like, the size of the game?
No,
or
just
bigger
the scale,
what kind of title it is?
Yeah,
okay.
The biggest
thing
we've
that's
ever...
what it is?
I mean, unless you think it means like
how popular
the
it is.
hype, yeah, maybe the
that's
I guess you could look at it that way too.
That's kind of my question. Is like we don't really know, you know.
So that if you're looking at biggest as in it's the most popular game we've ever worked on, it's going to be the most hyped up game we've ever worked on. Then that definitely changes it. If it's the biggest as far as their scale of what they've had, the work they've had to do. Then that's a completely different thing. So, Barry, you think you have it, so let's hear...
Actually, no, I don't anymore. But I do have 3 games in mind, but I think 2 of them are definitely be wrong. The first one...
Let me say something real quick. There's 2 possibilities. There's a game... It could be a game that's already been released, and they're porting it. It's going to be a late arrival on the Wii U. Or it could be a game that isn't out yet, and it's going to launch... The Wii U version is going to launch close to the other versions, and it hasn't come out yet at all on any platform. So there's those 2 possibilities. So we don't know.
Or that it's a brand new game.
That's what I'm saying. A brand new game that's coming out this year, and it hasn't hit any of the other systems yet, and it's also coming out for Wii U and these other systems. Maybe the Wii U version hasn't been announced, and the other ones have, or maybe the game just hasn't been announced at all to anyone. That's obviously that would kill all this discussion if it's a game that we don't know anything about. So, I guess
I feel like it's not really that first option. It just doesn't feel by the nature of these quotes. that they're talking about a game that came out last year. You know, unless it would be something completely nutty, and I might be stealing one of your answers, Bear, but like Grand Theft Auto, that would be insane.
But they specifically said
it's not mature,
and it's not a hardcore title. Like,
yeah, you're right. So there you go. So I feel like it's not that option. I don't think it's anything that's already been announced.
You don't think it's
announced?
Because if it has, I think a lot of people have been saying Destiny makes the most sense. If it's a game that's already been out, it's not.
Which I would also agree with. If it is a game that's already out, I like the idea of it being Destiny, so I would agree with that. But I feel like it's mostly going to be a new IP. I'm hoping it's even not so much a game that's been announced, just not a Wii U version like you were saying. I'm kind of hoping it's like a brand new game that'll get like a universal announcement across all platforms, including Wii U. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, their job posting lists a new AAA next-gen title. That was it for the 2 new engineered programmers that they posted a job for.
So it says it's new. So
that could just be to not, they could just posted it that way. It's new for them. I mean, it doesn't mean it's a new, but it does say next gen. So at the time, those systems hadn't come out yet. So I guess maybe that ends the conversation right there. If it's truly a new game, then there's not much to talk about. But
I can share some on that.
Go ahead, Bear, you go, then Mega was...
All right, I was going to say, well, Destiny was definitely one that I was looking at because I saw that get brought up a lot on NeoGAF, and I was kind of like looking at it. I was like, it kind of does make sense, but again, with them using the term hardcore, that, I don't know, I don't really think it might be Destiny. One idea that somebody brought up, even though everybody started saying that no, it wouldn't make sense, was Project Cars. Project Cars. Now, I know...
But that's already... been announced. Why would
I know it's been announced, but I'm saying like if they were actually going to do the port itself, but it never states that it's an unannounced game. It could very well be a game that is.
Except
already,
they said they can't. They said they can't say the name of the game.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, obviously, because Nintendo was not allowing them to. Because if Nintendo if it's coming to Nintendo's console, they're going to probably hold it out the last freaking minute, like Nintendo always does. Or it might be revealed the next day or two. But another game that I thought too is that could very well be it. This has been something that was hinted at back at E3. Is if you noticed one of the articles, it says from a top-notch publisher. And this may be funny in reference to it, but a lot of people on NeoGAF actually brought this up, and I can see what they're getting at. It's Minecraft.
Yeah, that's actually a good option.
Except for Microsoft
acquire Microsoft.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Sony still has it, and they still got it released on the actual Vita too as well after acquiring.
Yeah, they basically stated Minecraft isn't going to be removed from other platforms.
Yeah,
so that could be an option.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So instead of Mojang freaking doing it, whatever you want to call it, they're letting this other company do it. And that kind of stuff. And it's still going to be published by them. And Mojang is technically now a pretty big company now, and people would consider them to be not so much another AAA brand, but with them teaming up with Microsoft and Microsoft buying them out, that can be definitely a published game from.
But did Microsoft have the rights to Minecraft back in January 2014? Did that deal already been? I don't think that deal.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
And I don't think Minecraft would have fell under the top-notch publisher realm then, because they didn't have a top-notch publisher. So
it's either going to be Destiny or it's going to be some casual-oriented game that I don't know, maybe Disney's doing. Because there was that what do you call it there? That recent Twitter thing that I saw of some guy posting what a new Disney game is supposed to be coming out now with. We're going to call it. And they said it's not going to be a hardcore game, so that could be another option.
But wasn't that going to be like a Wii U exclusive?
I don't know. It could be. Yeah.
Wii U exclusive.
All right, Mega. Do you have any thoughts on any?
Well, first of all, I'm glad it's none of those games. Okay, GTA 5, whatever. That's already been done with. Destiny, no. So if it's a new game, I'm gonna be glad about it. You never know. It might be something like that K anniversary that's been rumored. All that stuff, but if it's a new game, I will be glad about it.
Final Fantasy 15 port confirmed.
And it was a.
No, I'm not putting it up there now.
Don't bring up the games I've told you not to bring up. So back in January 2014, it was a new game. It doesn't mean that still could that could have been new at the time. So it could have been a game that came out in 2014. Some people are thinking maybe it's like a 2012 game or something, but at the point they put out the job posting, it was going to be a new game as of January 2014. So Destiny would fit into that because that came out later in 2014.
Yeah, but don't they also say that it's not supposed to be hardcore? Like that's the word they used, right?
To me, Destiny isn't hardcore. That's mass appeal.
I think it kind of falls under both. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think it falls under both categories. I would consider that. Yeah, I feel like from their words, a developer's words, I would think they would, a developer, consider that hardcore. I could be wrong, and I'm actually one of the few people that would actually like it to be Destiny, so I would hope.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would. Yeah, I would love it to be Destiny.
It'd be great if it was, and I think Destiny would actually be really great for the Wii U audience. But I don't know. I think it's funny that they use the term hardcore and say it's not hardcore, and I actually hope that they're not using it in the way we might be thinking of, because I think we'd all probably want it to be a game that most people would consider to be hardcore.
I want it to be a core game. I don't care about hardcore equals casual to me. So
really, I don't see it that way.
When someone says hardcore, they're usually talking about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, 2K, or Madden.
Real quick, I'm just gonna throw this out there real quick. I pray to effing God, it is not the next gen Rock Band game. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, why would you even say that? Don't say that.
Hey, that just popped in my head, and I remember that they've been working on now for quite a while. They did that poll there like a long time ago, too, as well, to get people's opinion on that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, look at
would that be the biggest game they've worked on, though? That's not bigger than Mass Effect in terms of scope or in popularity.
So that is true, but I just hope
look at the resume. They've handled a third-person, open-world like action RPG in Mass Effect, and they handled a third-person like stealth type of RPG style game in Deus Ex, with shooting. Both had shooting mechanics, so that was their resume. That probably got them the job. So I think maybe that could be a clue. Leo, do you have any idea, any thoughts? I mean, and also if it was Destiny, how would you feel about that? And then anything else you want to say?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, with Destiny, I have a friend who's hounded me to even get Destiny on the Xbox One, so that really doesn't affect me too much if it was for the Wii U. But, I mean, I'm not trying to project my feelings about it. I mean, if it's Destiny on the Wii U, that's fine. Everyone's going to get it, and, of course, fall out of love with it just like they do, with the actual Destiny on PS4 and Xbox One anyway. But there is one title that y'all aren't talking about. It's not hardcore. It's not rated M, and it was announced back in 2013 that it was in development, and wasn't it in 2014 they said that they were actually, looking into doing it? Kingdom Hearts 3. It actually is on other Nintendo platforms. I mean,
okay. I'm not gonna. Don't worry, Terminator.
This was on the list.
This was on the list of games not to mention.
It was on the list.
I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say.
Came in.
Just quick. I understand they've been on Nintendo platforms, but it's not gonna happen. Honestly, it's just not.
You know what?
It just depends, really, because those were for handhelds. I understand why Square Enix did it, because the 3DS was good at that.
But they worked with Square.
Yeah, yeah, they did that too, but then it went multi-plat.
There is one more game, though, Terminator, that keeps getting brought up in a lot of articles and even on NeoGAF itself. Freaking Star Wars Battlefront. There's another game coming out that's not going to be M-rated.
I would like that better than any other option.
If EA, is going to sit there and allow that game to be to come out and release it for the Wii U, I'll buy it in a heartbeat.
That'll be awesome. I've been waiting.
What doesn't Nintendo and EA's relationship still isn't that strained? Isn't like
it's not strained. It's just I think the reason why EA backed off, because I mean, they were kicked off at the start for them ignoring Origins, but now I think they're starting to see that the install base desperately needs something to attract people to that console. Star Wars Battlefront would definitely work out pretty well. So my guess is that it's going to either be Destiny or maybe Star Wars Battlefront. If it's not,
Star Wars is supposed to be out in 2015, though. They only had concepts.
It's scheduled for this year. Yeah, it's scheduled for this year.
Yeah.
So
that's a really good option. I
actually
like that game would work fantastically.
Absolutely.
And I bet it would sell really well on the Wii U.
I would buy it in a heartbeat. I would definitely promote the crap out of that game.
A lot of people would.
I'm starting to believe Kingdom Hearts is a possibility, and here's why. Because
I agree.
They work with Square, and I don't see it happening any other way unless Tantalus or Nintendo, somebody said, okay, let's work out a deal. You guys aren't going to develop it, but we want this game on the system. Here's a proven studio to port this game. And and I think a lot of people have been asking for a Kingdom Hearts game on a Nintendo console. Maybe they heard that, maybe not, but
if it happens.
I mean, well, you got to think about it like this: like, it's coming on the Xbox One too. So I mean, they're obviously not being tight about it for the PS4 only.
It's just my problem with it is they haven't released 1.5 and 2.5 on those other, Xbox 360 even.
You would get the same effect as Mass Effect 3 is that we got it. We don't know what the hell was going on in Mass Effect 1
So
and 2.
that's just a problem where in order for them to actually put Kingdom Hearts 3 fully, I know Xbox One, the only reason they're doing that is because they need money. But if they're really going to put it fully on, like, for Wii U and all that, they need to have it where they have 1.5 and 2.5, put it together in a collection for Wii U, and that way it'll be done.
I kind of disagree. I don't necessarily think
at the same time.
I don't think they need to.
Honestly, with this story, many people get confused. I don't know how. The story's so easy to get through, or to get in general. But for people that don't understand, because I understand where people come from, they're just like, oh, a Heartless turns into a nobody, then a nobody does blah blah.
Oh God, no! God,
I know. I understand.
All right.
I understand.
Get too in depth here.
No, I'm just saying. It's just they need to do that for the Wii U.
Mega.
Here's the very last thing I want to say about this idea, though, is when you look at both Star Wars and when you look at Kingdom Hearts, what's interesting, I just thought about this, is Deus Ex was a Square Enix game, and Mass Effect is an EA game. So there's kind of a precedence where that Tantalus has obviously worked with both studios before to port games to the Wii U. So that kind of further exemplifies that both kind of have a potential option as actually being something. So
I wouldn't doubt it, because right now Square Enix is working with Nintendo, even though with Dragon Quest. So that is something.
That's true, yeah. And they worked on 3DS games and stuff too. So
there's one more game that I will say bring real quick before we end this topic. I was gonna say maybe Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate could very well be a port or a rework. It is a port and rework.
That would be awesome.
So I mean,
that would be cool.
Capcom's doing their own thing right now with Revelations. They want to keep going on that. They probably don't have the team right now to do, or the money right now to do an actual port, because everybody knows that people want the Wii U version to come over, because 3 Ultimate sold 500,000, which is fairly good for just a port job of it. So if 4 Ultimate, if that's going to be the game that this standalone company is actually going to port over, another game I would buy in a heartbeat.
I don't know if that would be as exciting, though, and I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan, and I think 4 is great.
It didn't come out the same time. I mean, it wouldn't have the same effect as Smash, I will tell you that, having a 3DS game. It wouldn't.
I was just thinking of different possibilities of games that either recently came out or that are coming out that are not.
I also don't know, Bear, if you were talking about Resident Evil a minute ago, it couldn't be Resident Evil because it's mature.
No.
I just keep thinking of these mature games.
I don't want that episodic trash on the Wii U.
No, but I would like Resident Evil 7.
But there's one important thing though. There is one important thing though, Terminator, that you also forgot to mention too as well, is like what game is getting ported from the Wii U.
Yeah, that was the other half.
My guess is right off the bat is Zombie U. That makes not a whole lot of sense, but what are the games that they're going to actually take from that?
Lego City Undercover is the only other real game that
Yeah, that's true, and that game is actually really well. I want to play it, but I'm not spending freaking $60 on a 2-year-old game. But that could be a possibility. Zombie U does make sense. A lot of people will want that, but
it'd be hard. How would you play it?
No, you couldn't play that game.
That's my point. Yeah, it's like that game just wouldn't make any sense given the fact that, which actually doesn't really exist at all. Period, because Ubisoft gave up the actual trademark name for that game. So. Yeah, so unless Thanos picked it up, that wouldn't make any sense.
I think Lego City Undercover is really the only exclusive Wii U game.
People are saying Bayonetta too, and it's like
no, you can't. You can't take that. Nintendo put their own pocket into it. You can't take that.
Yep.
Unless they're getting a big cut, which I don't know. But
it's possible.
Those two are the only real possibilities. I mean, I don't think Bayonetta is a possibility, but I think Lego City. Someone said Iwata or somebody was listed in the executive producer of Lego City.
He was.
I don't know. There's really no other. What other game could it be that was on Wii U that they would port over to the other systems? I mean, really, think about it. There's
Hyrule Warriors. I'm kidding. Come on now, people.
Yeah, there's really nothing else. I mean,
there's nothing else. Zombie U or
Wonderful 101. Maybe.
Yeah. There's that.
Maybe.
Nintendo did fund that as well, so I don't. But they could maybe recoup. I don't know. We'll have to see on that.
Sonic Boom.
What is the matter with?
First of all, I'm going to say right now that if Sonic Boom did actually see a port to the PS4 and Xbox One, just because of like the crappy sales that we did, that is the biggest disgrace.
You just made him cry.
It's kind of a big middle finger.
Well, remember back in the day when Sonic 06 actually made it to the Platinum Hits thing on for the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
And,
so I mean, believe it or not, you got them crazy Sonic fans that will go out and buy dog shit.
It could be Sonic Lost World. Could be Lost World too.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but that was part of a contract, though. That's the thing.
So that contract ended just like with the Resident Evil 4 one on the GameCube.
Well, actually, they still owe us one game.
Yeah,
no, they don't.
The Olympics one.
No,
yeah,
Olympics
the
didn't
Winter
count.
Olympics was one of those three.
Because Sega published it, so.
It was.
Damn.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was it. But I don't want another Sonic game if they're going to be as bad as they've been.
Not Big Red Button. Oh, hell no. And then they're trying to market it off to kids and trying to sell it as something good. And God, no, that's crap.
So,
excuse me.
I'm going to guess it's Sonic Lost Worlds. That's my official guess for that game. It's been out the longest, so any contract would have been ran out by now probably for exclusive.
Yeah, and it also, I love that game to death, actually, but it doesn't need the gamepad. It doesn't even use the gamepad. So it would be an easy port.
It could use some control refinement. I doubt they'll do it, but...
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
They can make Sonic. They can make Sonic run fast the whole entire game.
I'm telling you.
I wouldn't mind if he goes slow as long as you could control it. I mean, he's just it was so floaty and unprecise. So, all right, I want final thoughts. Okay, is the Tantalus the Wii U port? Just yes or no? Is it going to be a game that's already been out on the other systems?
I'm going to say yes. That's going to be my vote.
I'm going to say no.
Leo?
No.
No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a new game that's going to be announced here.
Take that,
I'm looking. Hey! Don't come crying to me when it's not.
And
for all we know, we could be getting the Sims frickin' 4 on the Wii U. We don't know.
Why do you say these things?
No, exactly.
Hey, I'm just keeping it
in a weird, twisted way. It actually
don't jinx it.
Could work.
It's a casual game. It definitely work.
Wait, it could work.
Honestly, right now my votes are Destiny, Star Wars, which was a great one, or a new game. Those are my theories.
What if it's SimCity 4? Or did you say the Sims 4 or SimCity 4?
Sims 4, not SimCity. I want that trash on the Wii U.
What about the new SimCity? Yeah. So
honestly, a game like that would work great with the gamepad.
It would. Yeah. Final question on this topic: if it was Destiny, would it sell being this late on the Wii U? Considering everyone seemed to be over that game, other than Rob still likes it.
I do love that game. I think it would do okay.
I would double buy that game.
I would buy it.
I have no other way of playing it. I have no other way of playing it, so I mean, this will now give me a reason to want to play it.
I
would promote it, so whatever.
If it was a solid port and everyone said, "Hey, this game's solid. This is a great port," I would support it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It seems like it would have the bells and whistles and have all the.
There has to be one thing included with this with the port version, though. It has to have the already existing DLC that's already been out with the version of the game, because they have to have some kind of incentive for people that have the Wii U version or have a Wii U but just haven't touched it, and they might want to actually buy Destiny because they have a lot of friends on Wii U that they barely even play with. This would be a great game for that. So yeah, so if it is Destiny, I'm hyped to shit for it. If it's Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefront, I'll even be happy with that too as well, because I would definitely support that product.
That'd be the smartest move, because I think that one of all the games we've taught. Well, actually, Kingdom Hearts would probably have the highest likelihood of selling crazy well on the Wii U.
Yes.
It would actually sell really well in the Wii U, but also Battlefront would probably sell really well in the Wii U too. So.
Battlefront's another game I actually really would love to be on the system though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love that. But if it is Kingdom Hearts 3, I mean, never say never there, Rosa. But the fact of the remixes 1.5 and 2.5, or the hell the number, I don't even know what the hell they're called. They might release that as like a bundle pack or something like that. You never know. Who knows?
Yes. Oh, not to mention games that if you played Dream Drop Distance, they also have if you get to a certain amount, they would give you the little points where you could actually read what happened after every point. You would read what happened in one.
Yeah, I think they could pretty easily. I think they could easily release 3 without releasing the first 2. I don't think that would stop them. So.
And then my prediction last night, which I thought about and changed my mind. I was thinking Arkham Knight because at the time it probably wasn't mature.
Nope.
Yeah.
But I would still
mature.
say I know, but it wasn't. All of them have been T. So.
Yeah.
But I think that would fall under their definition of hardcore.
The thing is to remember though, man, the Wii U can't run the freaking Batmobile.
Yeah, I can't handle the Batmobile. So.
Man,
that shit, man. Retarded.
I think that's crap. I think that's horse shit, though. But then again, I don't know.
But I got a PC, and so that's what I'm planning on. So it doesn't. If it came to the Wii U, I think I'd get the PC version anyway. So
obviously.
But because I mean,
PC Master Race.
Yeah. You have a reason to turn my PC on, more than just podcasts, so I need a game.
The problem is with Arkham City, they made great use of the gamepad. So if they made good use of the gamepad again, that would be the reason to have the Wii U version.
I just wonder, would Tantalus be handling it? Wouldn't the team that did the Wii U versions of the other games handle it? And it'd probably already been.
I think so, yeah.
So, anyway, that was, it's hard to predict. I just have a feeling it's going to be anticlimactic. It's not going to be this, oh my god, everyone's going to be excited type of game. And I think we're going to be like, that's the game they were talking about,
Totally agree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so my advice would be just what you just said, Terminator, man. Don't hype this up to be a big thing. Because all of us here are probably always wrong, man.
You guys were laughing at my use of the word hardcore, but that's what's gonna bite us in the ass. And it's going to be like, oh, number counter Cooking Mama 5.
Yeah.
And that's
I would buy that. I love Cooking Mama games.
No, Cooking Mama.
Actually, Cooking Mama.
Settle down, guys. Settle down.
Oh, man.
Cooking Mama.
The bell word it had was AAA title. I mean, like, what do they consider AAA as well?
Cooking Mama.
It's all interpretation. Cooking Mama, yeah. It's all interpretation.
All right, we got some questions here we're going to get to.
I got to use the bathroom right back.
Yeah, we'll come to you last.
Excellent.
Okay.
Lee in 360 with me. He didn't have a question, but he says it won't be Minecraft. I promise you. 4J Studios works on all console versions, whether that's true or not. I don't think I had 0% chance it's Minecraft in my mind.
I think Minecraft is actually a pretty good guess.
But
it may be on the lower end.
How's that a top-notch publisher back when
it may not be a top-notch publisher, but that game is huge, again, in terms of scale and in terms of popularity. So it's on the lower end.
That game is uninspired and just pure utter dog shit. In my opinion.
I'm not into it, but it is a good guess, I think, because a lot of people are into it. So that's
just a buzz selling game. That game is dog shit. I hate Minecraft.
So, yeah.
But continue.
It's a game for the youth, and they have to make their own game because they're not used to games being made for them. So. This is a good topic. This will probably get a little bit of a discussion. Tony Karan, Nintendo of Japan have tweeted this morning that the company and Monolith Soft will be presenting Part 2 of the Xenoblade Chronicles X preview, and since the focus will be on the battle system, do you think we'll be seeing dolls in action besides traveling? I would say 100%.
I would say definitely. Yeah. They have to show. They haven't really been showing a lot of doll action, so if they do
did before, but not in that last one.
Yeah, they didn't show a lot. That's my problem. So they need to show more of what the doll can do. Of course, don't reveal all its secrets, but still at least show the basics, and just go with that. But yeah, I mean, I heard the stream's gonna go on this Friday at 5 a.m.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah, no, you're here.
All right, you guys froze up on me. I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can see you move. You're moving and everything. You're good.
All right. My internet's been bad because of the weather, the snow and stuff. So
it's supposed to snow again. Oh my god! All right, but the Monolith saw the live stream is supposed to happen for us in North America, at least in the Eastern Standard Time, as I know, 5 a.m. So if you don't want to watch it there, oh well, whatever. I'm gonna be awake for it. Because whatever, I freaking love this game, but yeah, I mean, I just hope they show a lot more, because we had a lot of information from the last time on the Nico stream, So to show more of the battle system and more of what it has to offer, heck yeah, I'm all game.
Yeah, I think the dolls are one of the last things they need to kind of go into detail with anyway, and a little bit about the art system and how much of that is coming back, which it seems like most of it is. So I think that, yeah, I mean, I think it's almost 100%, like you said too, Terminator. So I agree with you guys.
They've already shown the dolls fight at E3 last year. They showed a combat scene.
Yeah, but it's also like how they matter to like the world and the character, and maybe it's like you have to sync up in a certain way, like, you know.
And how many times? How long can you use it? Can you use it unlimited? Does it have like a range where you can't?
There could be some enemies you fight that you might only be able to kill if you're in a doll.
Yeah. Like that. So and they said focus on the battle system, so I wouldn't expect much outside of that. And Leo, you haven't been on since they've shown 2 trailers for Xenoblade. I can't remember if that's a game you were excited for or what.
Man, that's a game that I'm excited for. That's a game that actually, if I'm not mistaken, if I read it right, it looks like it could support some type of multiplayer, because that's another game.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's online.
Yeah, because like, me and my girl can get on because she's into JRPGs. I'm into JRPGs. I'm loving every minute of it. I'm loving the fact that, like, well, I mean, the animation seems like it could be done better, but I guess we're probably gonna see it, you know, probably real polished off by the time we get it. You know what I'm saying? But
I think they focus more on the world they've created and the creatures than the actual characters.
Yeah,
they should just not do this.
Some of them are pretty bad.
Don't do this with their hair.
Don't have them brush through their hair that doesn't move, and then it won't be as bad looking. It won't be as awkward looking.
Yeah, but other than that, like, this game looks amazing. It looks like it's all right. This is probably going to be a stretch, but I mean, obviously, you know, you have a Western developer with Bethesda, with Skyrim, but I feel like this is going to be something along those lines with Xenoblade Chronicles X. You're going to get something really expansive. You're going to have your main quest. You're gonna have so much that you're just gonna be like bumping. I'm just gonna try to do it all, and of course you won't be able to do it all unless you have like no time. But that's okay, and I love that. I love
that. Won't be a problem for me.
So we just had some people. We in 360 with me agrees. He thinks it's gonna be Star Wars Battlefront. Miss K said she thinks it's gonna be Star Wars Battlefront. So that's a possibility. I mean,
and who came up with that answer?
That's EA is a big publisher, so I guess in their mind they could say top notch, and they're, you know, obviously they're going to kiss the ass of the publisher they're working for. So
yeah, and it's not going to be an M-rated game, because I mean it's Disney Interactive after all.
And Star Wars has never been.
Yep. And what better time would it be too as well in promotion for the next installment movie that's coming out this freaking fall, which you can't freaking wait. Yes.
So I think DICE is working on the main game though. That's the only thing. I have no faith in them anymore, and at what they did with Battlefield 4. So, and Coupon Strides wanted to remind everybody, Martha Amiibos are confirmed to return in April to stores.
Yeah, well, time to go hunting again.
Right, I already have mine, but I think they're going to be a little bit more. They're going to release more this time. I would be surprised if they didn't have quite a bit more than they did that first shipment.
Dude, they're only going to launch 5. It's okay.
So
how do you know that?
Yeah, he's just kidding. Oh, how do you know what?
No, but the whole like launching 5 Martha Amiibos.
There'll be 5 in each store. So Anderson Archilla wants to know, anybody Codename Steam drops in 11 days. Anybody else going to buy it? I have it pre-ordered. For the
sadly,
3DS.
no. I'm
definitely
right
picking.
now.
I haven't even tried the demo yet, sadly, so I can't wait.
What are you waiting for? Download the demo.
Well, okay, on my new 3DS, I don't have room for it because I've got Monster Hunter and I have Zelda and Star Fox and some things download. I don't have room for it.
Really?
I tried to download it and it's like, you do not have room. Get out of here.
Time to buy a screwdriver and a 32 gig micro SD card.
I thought about it, but I was like, why would I do that when I'm just going to buy the game itself anyway? Like, I would basically spend money just to download a demo for a game I'm going to pay $40 for in 2 weeks anyway. So.
I'm guessing there's going to be more demos in the future. You're going to have that problem.
Yeah, it'll be, you're right, like long term I should do that, but I'm just being lazy right now. So, but I know I'm going to get the game, so I can't wait to play it.
You know, it's really just going to be interesting because when I played the demo, I was like, but then I played more and more and more. It's freaking good. It's a good strategy game. It's just so much Fire Emblem in it, so heck yeah, I'm definitely getting it. And I especially want to know how that multiplayer is going to be.
I know, because it has the verses there, and you're like, oh, I'm going to click on it. Nope. Only the full retail version.
It's the verses that it's the verses that you wanted in Fire Emblem Awakening, but instead you got to partner up, versus thing or whatever with just fights. It's the verses that we're going to get, hopefully. And if that's the case, I'm definitely going to be giving my money to Codename Steam. No problem at all. No discussion there.
I like that you can't quite see where the enemy is, and I think when you're playing versus, you're going to have that. You can kind of see them moving, but then they'll be behind cover, and you have to, when you're moving, you can't see where, it's not an aerial view. For RAW, I'm speaking to mostly, like, you have to come around a corner, oh, there's an alien right there, you're getting shot. Like, it doesn't let you see the whole battlefield, which is really interesting. And
is it real time? It's a real time game, right?
No, you can move. You got squares. You can see,
okay.
And that uses your steam. And when you're out of steam, you can't move. And if you use too much steam moving, then you can't shoot. So there's a lot of strategy. It's really cool.
I have nothing but faith in it. I've been super pumped since the first time they showed it. So
yeah, every game that Intelligent Systems makes, man, is always a gem for me. So Pushmo being their last one console-wise, oh god, I love that game. But sadly, I won't be getting it because I don't have a 3DS.
I just sold my old XL for $130 used on eBay. Shipped that.
It was the Zelda one, wasn't it?
No, I had just the blue. I had the blue one, and I got it in September. Paid $150, and I used it for 7 months and got $130 for it. So I was pretty happy with that.
Oh yeah, that's always good, man.
Yeah, I still have my Zelda one, and I just don't even think I want to sell it.
That's why I didn't buy the Zelda one, because I knew I would never sell it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be stuck with two.
You don't play Pokemon? You don't play Pokemon to trade and stuff like that? You don't do that?
No.
Oh, come on, man!
I never played.
I've given mine to my girlfriend or something, so she has like an XL. So.
I would have sold it to my nephew, but he has two of them. One of them he just sits there. So, according to Andy Bouchard, he says that Arkham Knight is rated M in Australia, and the really mature games are MA and 18+. So he's saying that still qualifies. I don't think they were. I think they're thinking American. I don't know. Maybe they're Australian, so maybe that's what they were thinking. But I think Arkham Knight.
He seems like he's got that Namekian reach going on. I think he's reaching a little hard going on with that.
Yeah, because I think that's considered. I think they would have considered that a hardcore title. Batman Arkham Knight series Arkham series has been pretty popular, but he says hoping for Persona 5. I think that's absolutely exclusive PS4, ain't it?
That's a Sony exclusive.
Yeah,
be careful with that.
Thoughts on Project Ukulele? I don't know.
Oh, that's the one that's like that's the one that they're saying is a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, yeah.
But we know nothing else about it.
Yeah.
That idea sounds badass.
We're seeing it there this week. This week is GDC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're going to show it off this week. Yeah, they said they're going to show it off this week.
I would love anything to give that nasty, disgusting taste. When I went and got my 360 and I got nuts and bolts thinking it was going to be just like old school Banjo-Kazooie, and I sold that crap after about like 5 months of it sitting there and never played it, and I even tried to play it again. No, like if it's the spiritual successor of that amazing game, because I have Banjo-Kazooie 1, like, God, I'll take it. I'll take it immediately.
Yeah, nuts and bolts sucked a whole.
Yeah, we've heard these spiritual successors. It's like a Kickstarter, so it may not get funded, but we've heard that before, and it's not really lived up to. Other games have not quite lived up to it, but if it can, and
Money number 9, please, money number 9, be Mega Man.
And that's what's
okay. Okay. I'm not even gonna get into that.
Yeah, you and Mega have a lot of game taste in common. Mega Man, I forgot that you love that.
Yeah,
no, I'm gonna show you something after this.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you something after this.
Cool. Do that.
Tony Coran wants to know, is Justin Bieber going to be in Final Fantasy 15?
Go away! Get the frick out of here!
Mega, answer that question.
No. I understand that they all look like they're from a freaking boy band, but listen, okay?
And they all act like it too, riding in that car like, oh yeah,
I think
it's Friday.
I think the one that actually really acts like that is the blonde guy, because Noctis doesn't really act like that. He's more of that like Sasuke type of person, like from Naruto.
Oh god!
Yeah.
So just from seeing those guys riding in the car, just so cocky, and I don't want to play that game just from that trailer of them riding in the car like a bunch of douches. But did you guys see that 5-minute little teaser of the demo when they're just like wandering through like a forest, and it looked like GTA 5, like woods and hills to me. I don't know if anybody saw that. It didn't look very promising. They didn't want to spoil the demo, but it's just like walking through forest for 5 straight minutes. So
that game made me want to. Obviously, it's going to be coming on One as well, but that game made me want to buy a PS4. Until I started watching more of it, I was like, no, I'm going to sit down and wait.
I'm actually getting the demo because I'm getting Type 0 because I like playing it on the PSP. It was fun, but I am getting the demo, so I'm going to be doing stuff with that. So to make sure everybody, gets to see everything, because I know these people did not show everything. These people that did not show everything.
They purposely didn't show what the demo was going to be because they didn't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
But,
so.
All right, let's Andy Bouchard. He said perfect pronunciation with his last name, so I'm glad I got that right. Coupon Strives, and this is a game that I only played. I rented it for like a day back on the Super NES. What do you guys think of the Toe Jam and Earl Kickstarter? Glad to see the game may be coming back. Not really excited.
Yes.
Excited. So excited.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man. It's been far too long.
That first game, I spent so much time on my Sega Genesis. I used to dream about it when I was in elementary school until I went home to play it.
I don't even remember it. I played it one day.
I used to play as Earl. Earl, man. God, Earl.
They were both good. And do you guys remember how you would start on that first level and you could fall down that first level and go to the Zero World? That was right below that. It was the coolest secret, man. That was when secrets were real secrets back in the day, man. That game was chock full of them. So, and the second one was kind of a disaster, which is sort of too bad. So, I really hope that
pretty much basically fell off the radar amongst a lot of gamers out there, old school fans. Yeah,
really good game to bring back. I couldn't be more pumped.
So now that I have faith that somebody's making a Kickstarter project for that, man, I just hope to God one day I'll wake up one morning and see that somebody's making a Kickstarter project for Booger Man. Then I'll be happy as shit.
Oh God!
I actually did donate to that because I freaking just want this to happen. It's been way too freaking long.
Yeah,
I remember playing that. So I definitely funded this. I put $20 down. So heck yeah,
good man.
And Revolution, yes, we mentioned Final Fantasy 15. I'm guessing he figured that out because he came late to the podcast. I think as one of the games that maybe that mystery port could be. I don't see it being that game, but
hey, I think Kingdom Hearts is more likely than Final Fantasy.
And Teresa Hammond said, "Mega Gamer became a heartless!" Exclamation point.
Heartless. I have to get you with my nobody then. Actually, do have a heartless. He's over there somewhere.
All right, so Anderson Archilla, somebody that's played Xenoblade Chronicles can answer this.
Okay.
How much time does he need to devote to both Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 3D? A month, 2, 6, or an entire year?
A couple months, man. 6 months to a year. Yeah.
A couple months. That's if you're no-lifing it, like I did that whole entire summer.
Nope.
It's like I no-lifed it for 3 months. Getting it all out. But yeah, this game takes time. You need the time. I'm sorry. Even with the new one coming out, you need time.
So I have the original game too. I bought it launch day, and to this day, I have 79 hours in that game. I'm level 65 or 66. Last time I played it a couple weeks ago. I'm still not done with the game, and I don't even know how much time I still have to go.
I just want to tell you, I am now in my 510 hour on that game. I put all my time into these games. Yeah. Trust me, I put all my time. It's just that's how it is when I play a JRPG.
The world that you see in the Xenoblade Chronicles X trailer, and they look so epic and vast and all that. Yeah. That is legit. They are not blowing smoke up your skirt. That is exactly how big that game will be.
So now
that's what the first one is like. So you can anticipate a lot of your time you need to dedicate to both of those games.
Well,
which is
now
what
we
makes them
understand.
good.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is the fact that now we understand what the fascination of Rosa and the Monado blades. Now I get it. It makes perfect sense now to me.
So Leo, Leo's got a magazine up. You got something?
Oh no, man! I was just reading Catwoman 39, the woman I just picked up where she comes as bisexual. The little controversial bisexual issue.
That's an interesting topic.
DC's been playing with that stuff lately.
Yeah,
they really have, yeah. Which is cool.
I mean, personally, like on a side note, personally, I think, she was already bisexual. I talked to Red about this. I think about 2 days ago. She was already bisexual. They just confirmed it now, but like. It's pretty good. I mean, y'all really need to check DC Comics out. On the first podcast I was in, I really promoted, get into the New 52. Get into it. It's really good.
They're not doing so hot in other areas, but the games and the comic books seem to be pretty popular.
And TV show.
Yeah, the TVs too. And Marvel's just killing it on the movies, so.
Well, and I don't care what anyone says, man. I think that Man of Steel was awesome, and I know Red Knight agrees with me. We talked about that like crazy online and on
terrible.
Twitter. You crazy. That movie is so good. That's one of the best.
That was my worst movie of 2013.
Get out of here, Terminator. You're off the podcast. You can't be on it anymore.
Literally, worst movie of 2013. I think.
Oh, man. That's like top 10 comic films.
Terminator, man, you should slap the shit out of yourself, man.
Yeah, that movie was
terrible. It wasn't Superman.
I think it was.
So what were you expecting out of Superman?
How could Clark or Jonathan Kent be killed in a tornado instead of the heart attack? Because the whole point of him dying.
How do you know he didn't have a heart attack when he was in the tornado, and that's why he died?
Because Superman, that's when he learned that he can't. There's some things he can't save people from. That was a big lesson for him, and to take that away, just
he learned the same lesson. He totally learned the same lesson. I agree with you. It was from a different way. It was from a flipping tornado. He still learned the same lesson. So.
He could have outpowered the tornado. Come on.
Yeah.
He could have just ran in the opposite direction and stopped the tornado on the tracks.
It's just like it went down like this. It was just like, no, Clark, don't do it.
Yeah.
You can't show off your power. I remember I seen a skit from that. It was really funny. He's just like, no, Clark, don't do that. And his clothes get ripping out. He kept getting hit by like trash cans.
It's like he still had time to run. But anyway, let's not get into that. Let me read Tony Coran. We got a couple more questions, and we're gonna wrap this up. How do you feel that now that Nintendo is almost finalizing the DLC development of Mario Kart 8? And if the juice still has the hots for Rosalina, I never had the hots for Rosalina.
That's Mega.
That's Mega.
Dude,
that's
lady.
I jokingly said I was going to put a hole in my poster, but on my just to get Mega riled up.
I don't care if it's your poster. My poster.
But yeah, they did announce that the Mario Kart 8 development for the DLC, and it's going to launch in May. I was kind of hoping they'd say it's going to launch in April and kind of fill a void because we're getting Splatoon in May.
It was always meant to be May. They said that from day one.
I know, but it would have been nice because I saw they're finalized. It's maybe we'll get it in April. That would be I think that would make more sense.
You'd have to think it's done. They've probably completed all of that. Probably just sitting there waiting for them to hit the button to say.
No, they started they developed that as soon as the first pack ended. They started. I mean, they had the concepts down and stuff, but
I would just like to know what the courses is because you know how like they got that question mark of one of the courses, and they haven't debuted any of the other cards. Because obviously, if y'all know that the other cards in the DLC packs are like completely OP. Because I remember playing with the Mock Bike, and like Red passed me up with the little B Dasher, and because he was playing in the Juices Loose, I'm just like, this is completely like unfair. So that's why I started playing with the Blue Falcon now, and I play with just the Blue Falcon because all the DLC cards are just too good.
I don't know. I don't think the Jeep one's very good. That
one you really need to have good control with. You need let's say someone as a heavy character. That's what it works out for. These new DLC carts were I'm a bike guy. The Hyrulean bike kind of sucked because it was really kind of unbalanced there from where the speed and the drifting. But I mean, in everything, I think the only thing that actually interests me in that DLC was just the courses. The carts really didn't do anything.
The courses were amazing.
The courses were great. I freaking love the music, and I'm glad they kind of remixed the SNES Rainbow Road.
Mute City, man. Mute City sounded awesome.
Mute City with that, dude, that saxophone.
And it's got the saxophone, yeah.
Dragon Driftway is pretty awesome, too.
Dragon Driftway, I love the music in that one, too.
I just saw that course. That might be my favorite new course.
That is my favorite course.
Yeah.
I remember whenever the DLC had came out, and like people were getting their opinions in the community, and I said Ice Outpost was actually the worst, and I remember Terminator Juice ended up getting on me. It was like, but now that I actually played it, there are so many like shortcuts in it and the ways to cut down time in Ice Outpost now that I actually I'm gonna take that back. You know, it's pretty good.
I really like that course, but
I'm not a big fan, really.
No.
Yeah.
I went on it a lot, so I like it. Wii and 360 with me. We forgot to mention this could be the potential mystery game. Half-Life 3.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
GTFO.
Don't make me laugh my ass off. Please don't.
That game is in limbo forever, along with The Last Guardian.
I think we know that game is going to be exclusive to the Wii U. So.
Oh, yeah.
Development limbo, baby.
Could be Left 4 Dead 3, man.
Yeah. Do you guys think Tantalus/Straight Right and Treyarch truly know how to make perfect ports on Nintendo systems? I wouldn't say perfect, but they definitely do.
Better ports, yeah.
Treyarch has done really well. Yeah, we talked about that before we started recording.
Well, when it's their game, they suck when it's Call of Duty Ghosts and they get 2 months to port it when they announced it in like September or August, I mean. And they had to rush through that crap game anyway. I think it was a bad game, and it's got some technical problems. But yeah, I think Tantalus, from everybody telling me Deus Ex was awesome, and Mass Effect 3 had a few little issues, I guess, but it worked pretty well.
It's good. I've got both of those games, and they're both pretty darn good on the Wii U. Deus Ex is actually amazing on the Wii U. So yeah. Mass Effect 3 was good enough. It's good. It looks good and runs well.
So this is going to be a question for anyone who's played Pokemon, which is not me.
Oh, I'm a gym leader in my college. What's up, baby?
Okay, when and what will the next Pokemon game be? I hope they will remake Gen 4 because Pearl is easily in my top 5 games of all time.
They will not remake another one until the next handheld. They will not. You can just shut that down. That's
will there be a new one, like a new game in the series?
Now, as far as Black and White and Black and White 2, the life of the DS was really long to begin with, so I can see about that. And I see the 3DS doing the same thing, so we may see... we're not probably going to see a sequel like Black and White 2, but we are definitely going to see Gen 7 come in with more metagame and more legendaries, rather than X and Y only had like Zygarde and Xerneas and Yveltal, and it wasn't very much to do after the game ended. So it's definitely going to recorrect that, and it's going to give us a clusterfuck like how we did with Black and White and Black and White 2, where like they just threw all legendaries at us and just say go for it after you beat the game. So watch, Gen 7 will be it's probably going to be announced next year. Watch.
We good.
I think 2016, because those games just made so much money for them so far on the 3DS. They'd have to have another one ready, I think, before that system's over.
That could be the one they finally make a really strong amiibo support game for that. So.
Oh my god.
That's going to be ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh my god, amiibo support that'll change Lucario's nature. Oh my god, to have something like that. Jesus Christ.
They'd make $1 jillion. They'd release however 155 Pokemon or however many they are.
No,
God, don't do it.
No, don't do that.
Prepare yourselves now. I'm just preparing you. I ain't making it. I'm letting you know what's gonna happen.
Dude, man,
there's like 700 right now. No.
Okay, 700 amiibo.
If they release 700 of those amiibo, dude, they're only gonna release one in each store of each. Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna give up on life. I'm just gonna stay inside, man. I swear.
Yeah, I got 7 or 8 amiibos, and I didn't think I'd buy more than a couple. So.
Yeah.
And to whoever asked that question, hit me up in the community. I got an ice team that I'm ready to put on my buddies out there in my college. Hit me up, man. For real.
That's Capable Ty 7.
Okay.
He doesn't have a 3DS right now, so I don't.
What?
Yeah.
I am available.
Oh, okay. Well, then give me about a week and I'll battle you.
Okay.
Yep. And speaking of battle, last time I talked to Leo, he's excited for Mega Man Battle.
But now Battle Network, yeah.
Battle Network.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, man. I got the cartridges. I got it on the virtual console. I'm a little bit upset that it does not promote. I mean, obviously any P2P. I mean, battles.
I know. Oh, I've been. You know how bad it's been for Star Force. Oh my god. I've been wanting to play with somebody.
Bro, I'm about to nerd out. Star Force 2 had some crap online, but Star Force 3 battling was actually pretty cool.
Star Force 3 was awesome. Oh man, the Mega Man fanboyism.
Noise, man. Oh god, I love it.
You guys can talk more about that. Mega's got something to show you at the end after we get off air. I know what it is, but so yeah, this was the Juice is Loose episode 38. Thanks for the questions, thanks for the viewers, and thanks to my guests for joining me. Leo, great having you back. As always, I'm going to give everybody a chance to do a final thoughts. Mega, I don't know why I see two icons for you. I don't know if anyone else
shadow clone.
Yeah, the
technique.
So any final thoughts, as always, just and then we'll wrap this up. So Robert, our Rule of Two review. Any final thoughts before we go?
Yeah, I was definitely, it would have been cool if we spent a little bit more time on Kirby, because Kirby is a really fun game to talk about, but my final thought would be that game is really great, so everyone should definitely go and support it. We all seem to really like it, and it's only $40, so play that game, buy that game, it's awesome. And other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm from, again, my channel is Rule 2 Review, and I just put up a video today about what Sega said, saying that Sonic isn't dead on the console, so if you're curious, you should check that out, because I'm a huge Sonic fan. And I always love being on the Juice is Loose, and I know I had some camera issues tonight, so I'm really sorry about that, guys. But I love being on, so thanks for having me on, dude, and we'll hopefully get to do it again soon.
Yeah, no problem. And I haven't seen that video yet, so I'll have to check that out.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right. I'll take your word. I'll watch it.
Okay.
Mega, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Really, I would. It's just I can't wait to really just get Kirby. The way you guys are explaining it, it's really. I'm really getting freaking tired of waiting, but I gotta wait for something so that way I can acquire that game. But yeah, I mean it's been good. So it's been great talking with you guys about gaming. And Mega Man forever. Woo!
Yes.
Homo.
And
0 for DLC and Smash.
Leo, go ahead. Any final thoughts?
Like I said, I don't have Kirby, but it seems like Kirby is definitely a game I would get whenever I get, my buku of cash back, you know what I'm saying? But, other than that, I mean, it's great to be back. That's all I can really say. I mean, it's really cool talking to people, about gaming, about what I like to do on my own, So, thanks for having me. That's about it.
You met a kindred spirit here in Mega. With you guys have a lot of similar tastes, like I said earlier. So and it's nice to see the afterglows again.
Yeah.
Those look pretty cool, actually. So Bear Hugger.
Yes, sir.
What's your final thoughts?
My closure or what?
Whatever. You can sign off.
Two things before I do my sign off. I am looking for people right now who has Assassin's Creed 3 because I want to play it online with people, and same goes for Splinter Cell Blacklist. So if any of you guys happen to have a copy of that game, frickin' play it, man. Because I've been trying to find matches online. It's a pain in the ass. So
isn't Splinter Cell never really had strong online from the beginning, from what I heard?
No, but it should. It freaking should, man. That game is so awesome to play co-op, and the Spy vs. Merc is just epically freaking fun as hell, man.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Assassin's Creed took me by surprise. I didn't think I was gonna like Assassin's Creed 3's multiplayer, but I'm loving it. It's fun as hell, man. It's addicting as shit. So, but anyways, yeah, that's pretty much basically about it. I just put up my new gameplay footage. They have a Bear plays for Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer. Other than that, yeah, thank you for having me on here, Terminator. I really appreciate it. Glad to be back and do the whole face camera shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's good to see you for once.
Yeah. God, who wants to see my ugly mug anyways?
Hey, I did want to. I have Assassin's Creed 4, and I've never tried the multi.
I know. That's the one that I wanted to get, but I actually found this copy of Assassin's Creed 3 at like some bargain bin store, like almost like a Goodwill store for like $3. Never even opened.
Really? That's what it's worth too.
$3?
That sounds like a good
I'm not
price.
really a big fan of it though, but I wanted to give it a try. You know, just to actually say that I have another game on the Wii U. I'm quite glad that I picked it up because, like I said, the multiplayer I'm having a freaking blasty blast.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the PC game called The Ship. That's what it reminds me of.
It would, like, Assassin's Creed would be awesome if it had a good combat system. Like, I'm not saying Bayonetta quality, but
everything just
it's like Batman.
still whenever you get started. Yeah,
it's just so lame. It's just so boring, and you don't.
They're boring. Yeah, not a single one has gotten me into the story of the world.
So anyway, I'm gonna like what Rob and Mega said about Kirby. We didn't talk about that as much as I was hoping, but we had a good discussion about everything else we talked about. But yeah, Kirby, like for me, and I said this before. I had expectations. Okay, I'll get the game, especially with the pre-order bonus with Kirby, and I'll probably force myself to finish it. And that's kind of how I went into it. And now I'm just like, I think about it all the time. I want to play it. I love like I said, the refreshing gameplay. I didn't mind the rocket stage that much. Just the one part where you had like a really small time frame to get everything, and that one took me a few tries. But yeah, if you guys are complaining because you have no reason to use the gamepad, or you're tired of the same old games, all these people bitching about broken games and stuff, it's a $40 game. It's polished. It's got amazing visuals. It's got great gameplay. Really charming, especially the little what do you call them? The little diary pages that you get at the end of each level. Those are just really artistic and really creative. And also the clay. The clay figurines you find from the treasure chest, they have little bios and they're freaking hilarious. You actually read them. I skipped them. I had like 20 of them and I never read a single one. And someone's like, "Oh, those are pretty funny." So I started reading. And it's just like really creative writing, like really clever just a short little paragraph for each character. And some of them are actually laugh out loud, kind of funny. Like they're just really well written. So I just commend the game for all the originality, all the creativity. You don't see that a lot in a lot of games these days, other than Nintendo first-party titles. So anybody writing it off because it's too kiddie for them for visuals, the game's challenging and it's very rewarding when you actually complete some of the more challenging parts. You actually feel just the reward of doing it. And for me, it's right up there with Tropical Freeze. It's not above, but it's in the same ballpark for me as just an overall great game on the Wii U. And I just recommend anybody on the fence to pick that game up. And so again, thanks everybody who watched Juice is Loose episode 38, and thanks to my guests. Good to have Bear back. Good to have Leo back. And there's the Mega Buster right there. If you can see that.
Oh wait, I can't see it, man. Oh, all right. Yeah, buddy.
True nerd finest, man.
That's nerds right there.
Oh,
but, yeah, boy. We're not ashamed. We're not ashamed. So we're gonna wrap this podcast up.
First fucking podcast I ever was on, baby.
Yeah, I got that same thing right next to me, but I'm not gonna do that.
All right. So fun discussion, guys. Really enjoyed this one.
Definitely.
And, so we'll see you next week on the next Juice is Loose, and until then, just play some games, have some fun, and we went a whole podcast without talking about the older 1886. So I want
now you just effing ruined it, man.
Oh wait,
Hey, it's not too late. We can jump into it right now.
No, we went a whole podcast without coming up, and I really appreciate that we kept it pretty much positive and a great discussion. So
agreed. Yeah.
So we'll see everybody on the next episode.
Later, guys.